All right, I'm starting out with this fabric that came from Goodwill. I cut a circle out of it, nothing fancy, no pattern. Grabbed the stuffing that came with my couch. I absolutely hated that pillow, but I'm glad I saved it for something. And the stick came in a bundle from Hobby Lobby. I recently got this bundle. It's frosty and glittery, perfect for Christmas. And I started folding up all four sides and then started on the corners, bringing them up to my stem. It was a little hard working with this fabric. It's quite thick and it just doesn't want to mold into anything. This twine, I just wrapped it all around to secure it and then tied it off really tight into a knot. I mean, as soon as I let go of this fabric and the least bit, it just let go on me. Just fluffing it up a little bit, little poke poke. All right, so grab yourself some twine and start wrapping it around your pumpkin and then tying it off in the front and then spin it and do the same. I did a lot of knots. I don't know if I necessarily needed to, but I want to make sure this stays together. I repeated that step using another piece of twine. And it's not going to hurt to have it a little wonky. I mean, it's more or less like a primitive rustic style pumpkin. And I think regardless of how you put these together, they look so cute either way. And so as you can see, I'm working my way around and essentially ends up being like 6 halves if you look at it from the bottom. I know a lot of people are getting so sick of fall and pumpkins, but I just had to share these. I made them a few months ago and hadn't done a voiceover with them, so I made them. I'm putting them up so you guys can see my pumpkins. I add a little bit of glue to keep my threads from moving around and trimmed up some of my threads and just added a little bit of hot glue here and there where it might need it. Look how cute that is. I'm going to make another one, repeating those steps, except I'm going to do a running stitch, leaving like a 1/4 inch overhang and go all the way around. All you need is a needle and thread. And you can see here, I'm just going in and out, in and out. It's so easy. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you could make this as loose or as tight as you wanted to, and it would still come out looking perfect. You can't mess up a running stitch, I promise. So then you have threads on each side and then you just pull them together. Because when you start your stitch, you're going to leave some thread out. That way you have something to pull on. And put as much stuffing as you want. And then just like a pair of shoes, you're going to pull those laces up and tie them off. And just make sure before you do this that you put your stick in or your peduncle, whatever you want to call it. Honestly, I've never heard that word up until this year, and now I hear it so much, it kind of makes me cringe. I'm like, no, don't say it. Don't say it again. Oh, goodness. So I drew my strings up nice and tight. Then I brought my thread around the bottom, gave it a good twist, and then went in the opposite direction. So now my pumpkin is in 4s. Brought it back up around the top, tied it in a knot. Then spun it again, but this time at another angle. So that way we're going in between our 4s to make 6. And then we're going to repeat this step. So that way our pumpkin has a total of 8 slices or 8 parts. It's kind of hard to explain that. And then just tie it real tight along the top. This one was so much easier to put together than the last. I think I kind of made it a little harder than it needed to be. This isn't my first time making pumpkins either, but you'd think it was by the way I was struggling. So I'm just going to give it a good fluff, and then I'm going to dress it up a little bit. I have some ribbon that I got this year at Hobby Lobby, and I really like this cute orange buffalo check one. And then this pretty velvet is so nice, but it's not double-sided, which totally I should have checked, but I didn't. So I just folded it over itself a couple times and tied it off with some twine. And then for my bow's tails, I cut a separate piece of ribbon and placed that along the bottom of the loops. And then I tied that off with some twine as well. This is such an easy project, and I get why so many are like stuck in a rut right now because it's so hard. It's like pumpkins and leaves and more pumpkins and leaves. You can throw in some apples. It's kind of hard because it's all so repetitive. And I think that's why Christmas crafting is one of those things that everyone enjoys so much because the possibilities are endless. I mean, you can make Christmas out of anything. Once I have my bow made, I'm going to take some hot glue and glue that down to my pumpkin. You can cut your tails if you'd like. I left mine on the longer side. I just like how that looked. But I did dovetail them, and then I cut my stem off, and that's it for this one. It came out so cute. Okay, for a third pumpkin, I repeated the same steps as before, but this time I added a little twist. I took a vintage doily and some thread, and I tacked it down right where all the points of the doily meet. And I used plenty of thread so everything would stay nice and secure. But this part is a little hard to explain, so I'll just let you watch. The backside does look a little messy, but honestly, no one's ever gonna see it. Well, except for those who's watching, but I'm no seamstress, so hey, just have fun with it. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. And if you're still watching, I'm assuming that you like this content, and I would love for you to join my little YouTube channel. It would be awesome. I'm trying to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by September 23rd. Today is September 2nd, so hopefully I will meet my goal by then. I appreciate your support so much. Okay, my doily's all tacked down. I'm going to draw it up just like I did the last one and stuff it with some more fill. This one is totally my favorite out of all of them, but overall I do love them all. So I'm just going to put my stuffing in this one and draw it up and dress it up a little bit differently. I got this bow at Hobby Lobby in the spring. It was during Easter, and it's actually for your hair. And I just clipped that right around my stem. And there's Mani. Mani is totally into the string. She loves to sit with her mom while she crafts. Oh my goodness. She's just an angel heaven sent. And I didn't have you bother watch me make this one, but I just wanted to show you how this one came out. And this is fabric that I found at Goodwill. I have a whole bunch of this one. And with this one, I just added some more ribbon from Hobby Lobby and some leaves from my stash. And a little tip if you don't know this, if your leaves are all crumpled, take your heat gun or your hair dryer to them and they will come out just like new. I'm going to glue this leaf on top of that one so they look like they're just one cluster. And then I'm going to just glue that down to my pumpkin. Let me know what you think of these in the comments. I love them all, like I said, so I'm anxious to hear what you think of them. Lastly, I took a styrofoam cone and money, geez, and this, what is it? It's like floral wire, I guess. I found it at Goodwill. Came in a big bundle, and I'm just wrapping it all the way around from the bottom up and tacking it down with some hot glue. This is a real quick project. I mean, I really didn't have to show and explain much because it's just so redundant. The hardest part was getting the top to stay in place, but lots of hot glue and patience, I got it. Then I took these little pip berries and started kind of gluing them all over. In the top, I was trying to make it look like, maybe there was a star up there, or I don't know really what I was doing, but It does come out looking pretty. Oh, to add a little bit to it, I'm sorry guys, these are so old, like 2 months old. I forgot all the steps, but I wanted to like give it more of that primitive vintage look. And instead of going over it and distressing it, I'm using a flame to do my distressing for me. And then I'm going to take some more of those pip berries and put them into clusters of 3 and just go all the way around this little tree and use some Aleene's tacky glue because that dries clear, and I certainly didn't want globs of glue. And this is before I got my precision heat gun that I'm telling you, that thing is a godsend. But Aleene's tacky glue is the way to go, especially if you don't want your glue to show. Lastly, I found this primitive star in my stash and I just shoved that down through the top into the foam. And that's it for this one. So fun, so cute, and using items I already have in my stash. And this is all of them together. I think they all came out really pretty. The 2 smaller ones I made in another video, but I clustered them all together so you could see them all, and I just think they're all so cute. Let me know what you think of these guys, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it out. All right, till the next one. Bye.